Hey y'all! Welcome to another edition of the Daily Word. I'm Pastor Michael Jarboe here live in our sanctuary. You can see the stained glass all around me, beautiful stained glass. I decided to take my video camera here to film today's Daily Word. The question at hand for today's Daily Word is we're talking about God and seeing God and noticing God and our own theological constructs. Today, the question at hand is, what has been the biggest struggle and the biggest gift you've received from God during this time of quarantine? It's a good question. I think I'll start first with the struggle. One of my biggest struggles throughout quarantine was on Easter Sunday. That week, if you know, we film a lot of our recordings that week. And so I preached Easter Sunday on Wednesday afternoon. And it was a rainy day, and I remember going out and standing inside the journey and being in this supposed to be full space and preaching to an empty congregation. My congregation was the 2 or 3 media team members and a camera looking at me. And I realized in that moment how much energy and spirit I receive every Sunday morning that leads me into the next week to go and do what I normally do. And really, for one of the highest holy days of the year, there was no one there on the other side to feed that energy. I remember going home and almost being upset, almost wanting to call and say, can I re-record? And can we get some people in here? Paint pictures of people? I don't care. It just felt so, I felt so distant. And I realized that people do indeed fuel me. And so the struggle was I was going on my own and trying to fabricate what it meant to have people in my life. And the truth is I had to do the extra work to reach out to people, to find Zoom calls, to call friends, to reach out to you as parishioners of the church and try to say, hey, how are you? And as you were answering those questions, the truth was it was fueling me. Your conversation does wonders for me. And for a long time, I thought I could do it on my own. But the truth is, I needed you, and you helped me out so much. But that was probably the biggest struggle thus far, was to preach Easter Sunday to an audience of 0. My biggest gift, however, this year, it feels like a year, this quarantine season, y'all, has been the ability to really stretch some muscles of my faith journey in very different ways, right? And you think about that, what are you talking about? Okay, have you ever done yoga before? And the next morning you wake up and you're especially the first or second time, you're I'm hurting in places I didn't know I could hurt. I kind of felt like that, a good hurt, right? This good stretching of what it means to be a Christian, to realize I can't base all of my strength on Sunday mornings or a 1-hour Bible study during the week. I've got to find God in different places and in different spaces. And so this time has offered me a unique gift to stretch myself. I've leaned a lot on my covenant group. I've got these 5 pastors who I reach out to every single week now, and we check in and we reflect and we say, how can we help one another? And that has been such a gift that I didn't recognize from this season, that living just the way I used to live before this, I would be in a really dark place. But the truth is, by stretching myself, by allowing God to move in me in such a unique way during this time, has allowed me to see God beyond. And that's the beautiful thing of our faith, y'all. The beautiful thing is that, if you've been on this plateau with God, that there's always more room to grow. We never reach the peak of the mountaintop. We're always walking. And you can always walk forward. Sometimes we fall down, but allow this quarantine time to test you to run a different way, to try a different technique, to toss off the old running shoes and strap up some new ones and run alongside God to deepen your faith. Let that be a gift. Don't call this quarantine time a curse. Let it be a gift to your soul. You deserve it. You've earned it. Allow God to keep working in your life. And I'll do the same. Okay? Deal? Deal. Have a great week. God bless you. Go in peace.